Welcome, thank you for joining me for class today. We have another cozy yoga flow. As we have been for the last few classes, we're staying low to the ground. I've brought a blanket for this practice. I have my blocks close by just in case. My intention for our time together today is to maybe relieve a little stress, keep it simple, regulate our nervous system through our breath, and hopefully feel better than we did when we started by the end of this practice. I'd like to begin in our seat, and we'll find a comfortable cross-legged position, whatever that looks like for you. If you're finding discomfort in your seat, you could play with a couple different things. One option that I like is lifting up my hips by placing a blanket or a pillow beneath the seat. You could, instead of having legs crossed, you could send the legs out nice and long. So finishing up, finding a nice comfy spot for you. As you find that spot, let's close our eyes and take 3 rounds of cleansing breath. Nice long breath in through the nose. Nice long sigh out through the mouth. Keep that going a couple more times at your own pace, or maybe a few more times. Smooth, long inhale beyond your chest. Even longer exhale, press all the air out. As you finish maybe 3rd or 4th round of cleansing breath, start to let your breath come to a natural rhythm in and out through the noses. Noticing how that feels in your body. Starting to take note of where your breath goes as it enters your body. Does it stop at your chest? Are you expanding to create space for even more breath, breathing out in beyond the chest? Play with what that feels like and what that looks like for you on the inhale. And on the exhale, keep playing with letting your exhale be a little bit longer than your inhale. Maybe another breath or two, noticing where your breath goes in your body, starting to also notice how you feel in the different spaces of your body. So maybe you've already started to notice that there is tension or tightness or emotion being held in different areas. For me today, it's neck and shoulders, and maybe that's most days. I think that's where I carry my stress. But for you, it might be in some different place. And as you're noticing that place, I invite you to start visualizing, sending your breath there. And as you exhale, releasing some of that tension. Keep that nice smooth rhythm of breath going as we add in a little bit of movement. Sitting up even taller, let your chin fall down towards your chest, noticing stretch in the back of the neck. Stay for another round of breath. You're going to lift your head up, gaze over your right shoulder, keeping Keeping the chest facing forward as you turn your head and stopping at the point that starts to require you to move the shoulders of the chest. Hold there for a breath, feeling stretch in maybe the opposite side of your neck. And bring it back through center, we're turning to our left now. Let's come through center again and see how it feels to clasp your fingers behind your back. So your fingers are clasped like this, you're pressing back, straightening through the arms. See how that feels, open your chest, maybe gaze up as you breathe in, and gaze back in through center as you breathe out. Try now to see how it feels to bring your clasped hands over to your right hip, so the right side of the body. If this is not accessible with clasped hands, release the clasped hands and see if you can keep your hands over on this side without them. Now let's bring our chin down to our chest. Roll the left ear to the left shoulder. And for me, that is there's a lot of sensation that starts to happen as I roll over to this shoulder. I'm feeling some deep stretching over on this side of my neck, so right side of my neck. And I'm also feeling a little bit of discomfort just because I am carrying some tension and some stress in my neck and shoulders. So this is kind of a big one for me, but notice how it feels for you and play with a little bit of movement, maybe forward and back, or maybe even bringing chin down to the chest and then rolling again to that side of the shoulder. A couple more breaths here. Let's bring everything through center again, reaching your clasped hands behind you or reaching the hands behind you if you can't clasp. And come all the way to the other side, clasp hands or hands on the left side of your body. From there, bring chin down to your chest. Roll the right ear to the right shoulder. And again, play with the movement on this side. So play with what it feels like for you to move a little bit forward and back. Maybe make it a bigger movement or a smaller movement. See how it feels and keep it going. Let's bring everything through center, reach the hands behind you, open the chest for a breath in. And big release as you bring the hands forward again. Switch the cross of your legs if you're sitting in a cross-legged position. If you're rolling through the wrist, switch the direction of your wrist rolls. Place your right hand beside you, reach through the left fingertips, keeping the chest nice and open and using this reach to lengthen or deepen the stretch in the side of your body. Stay for a breath or two. Let's come through center and switch sides. Plant the left hand beside you, reach through the right fingertips. Very nice. Come through center again. Place your hands to your knees or to your thighs and play with rounding through your spine to circle forward and back a few times in one direction. So as I'm pressing back, I'm circling through my spine, chin to chest, and as I'm pressing forward, it's a little bit more of a back bend with open chest. We'll switch the direction, circling opposite direction. finishing up your circles, come back through center, sit up nice and tall. Now bringing our hands or our fingertips to our shoulders and turning right to left. This can be nice and slow, maybe picking up or building a little bit of momentum as you go. Slowly easing back towards center, coming to a full stop. When you reach that stop, clasp your fingers again. This time flip your palms and reach the clasped hands overhead. Alternate right to left, keeping those clasped hands staying open through your chest, a couple times on each side. Release the hands. I'm going to play with breath to movement for a moment before we kind of change up our position. So we'll have our hands at our sides, palms face up. And what I hope for you is to get to a rhythm where your inhale lasts for as long as your arms are reaching and your exhale lasts for as long as your arms are releasing. So you want to play with the length of your inhale, play with the length of your exhale, and sync up that rhythm with the movement of your body. I like to do that with my eyes closed because I find it's easier to sync my breath up to my movement when I'm not distracted by what's around me or distracted by what I see, I guess. So let's maybe close those eyes, see how that feels for you. And on your inhale, play with reaching the arms up. You could let the palms touch at the top. As you exhale, play with releasing. Keep that going, maybe 4 or 5 more full rounds up and down. I'm going to stay quiet through this one so you can play with syncing up. Couple more breaths, playing with breath to movement. Next time the arms are up, let the palms touch, and as you exhale, bring your heart through, or your palms through heart center. And blink open the eyes and release your hands. The next place that we will play with going is, I'm not sure what to call this, so I'm going to get into it and then I'll talk you through getting into it yourself. So I think we'll start with kind of a windshield wiper, placing your hands behind you to support you as you bring your knees over to the right side, starting to the right. Once you're here, parallel your right shin with maybe the edge of your mat, if your mat is placed similarly to mine. And this back one, we want to find a 90-degree angle too. So our left thigh might move back a little bit. So we find this 90-degree angle through front leg and back leg. Once you find that spot, see if you can even out a little bit through your seat and rotate your chest towards the right shin. Sit up nice and tall, take an inhale. As you exhale, ease forward, crawling the fingertips as far as they reach. And stop at that point, releasing through your head, heavy through your head. Take a few rounds of breath. You could release all the way to the forearms if that feels good. Last breath. Slowly walk your hands in as you finish your breath, and we'll transition to the other side. You can keep this distance of the feet. You'll switch over to the left and maybe just need to make a few small adjustments to get the 90-degree angle through the front leg and the back leg. Once you find that spot, even out through your seat, sit up nice and tall, take breath in. And on your breath out, crawl your fingertips as far forward as they go. When you find that spot where you'll stop, let your head release. Let your head be heavy, taking a few rounds of breath. Last breath. As you finish your breath, walk your fingertips back in as you come up to a seat. Bring everything through center and send your legs out nice and long. With the legs out nice and long, reach your arms up, take a breath in. As you exhale, forward fold. Again, finding a spot where you'll kind of stop. So I'm staying long through my spine and lowering as far as I can. And when I reach that spot, I like to let go through my head, heavy through my head, stay in the fold, couple rounds of breath. Last breath. Slowly arrive back up in your seat. Bring your right knee in. Let's start in Janu Shirshasana, bringing the inside sole of the right foot, or the sole of the right foot to the inside of your thigh. Sit up nice and tall, one hand on either side of the left leg, rotating your chest slightly towards that left leg. Take an inhale. As you exhale, crawl forward, folding as deeply as feels good, then heavy through your head, couple breaths. Crawl back up through your seat. Bring your right knee in, planting through the foot now. Sit up nice and tall, ease into a twist. Right hand goes behind you. Rotate the chest towards your right as much as feels good without losing the length in your spine. Maybe gaze over right shoulder, take another breath or two. Walk everything back through center. We'll finish the right side with figure four. Bring the right ankle to your left thigh. Your foot is hanging just a little bit off of the thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Begin to fold forward, walking your hands towards your foot. Find the point where you stop and maybe heavy through the head, couple breaths. Walk your way through your seat and switch sides. Uncross the legs, bring the left knee in. Open, so let this left knee open. Sole of the foot to the inside of the thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Walk your fingertips forward as you fold. Take a couple breaths. Crawl your way back up through your seat. Bring the left knee in, planting through the foot for our twist. Bring your left hand behind you, rotating the chest to the left side. Sit up nice and tall, maybe gaze over the left shoulder. Last breath. Come through center for our figure four. Left ankle is on your right thigh. Right foot is slightly off of that thigh, or it is off of that thigh. Sit up nice and tall, take your inhale, and on the exhale, walk your hands forward towards your foot. Find your edge, release heavy through the head, couple breaths. Make your way back up through your seat. Send both legs out long again. Take a nice inhale as you reach through the arms. As you exhale, folding fully, reaching hands towards the feet. Heavy through the head, maybe even letting a little bit of grounding happen in the spine this time, fully releasing, couple breaths. Last breath. Come up through your seat again. Bring your right knee in. From here, cross your right foot over, and we'll shift a little bit. So I'll get into it and talk you into getting it into it as well. I am shifting my seat just a little so that I can turn this right foot more forward. So meaning that my right toes are facing to my left. So right toes are facing towards the left. Once you find that spot, bring your hands inside of your thigh and see how it feels to stay here. This might feel like a nice stretch and you might want to hold for a few rounds of breath where you are. If you'd like to play with deepening the stretch, crawl your hands forward and see if you can release the chest or release the head while you're in this fold. If you have a pillow or a block nearby, you're welcome to reach for it and place that underneath the head or underneath the chest. We'll stay for about 5 full rounds of breath, either in the modified version here or folding all the way forward. Whichever spot you choose, allow yourself to get into that place. Then take an arrival breath, long breath in, longer breath out. See if you can really release into this place just for a few moments. Last breath or two here. Slowly coming up to the palms if you're not there already. Easing your way through center, uncross the legs. We'll set up for the other side. Bring your left knee in. As you arrive here, cross your left foot over and shift onto kind of your right hip in a way that allows you to turn these left toes towards your right. When you find this spot, walk the hands forward, see how it feels to stay here, or keep crawling forward even down on the forearms. If you would like to go deeper, make your way to a place where your head can rest, and we'll stay for about 5 rounds of breath. Last breath or two. Slowly ease your way out of it, coming through your seat, back through center, send both legs out long. When you reach this place, reach the arms all the way up again, big inhale. As you exhale, fold forward, reaching for your ankles or your feet. Let yourself fully soften into this full heavy head. Couple breaths. Last breath. Come up through your seat. As you arrive in your seat, bring the soles of the feet together for butterfly. Sit up nice and tall, take an inhale. As you exhale, round through the spine, chin to chest. Sit up nice and tall, take an inhale. As you exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Last time, inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, round the spine. Sit up nice and tall. This time, take your breath in, lengthen through the spine, and as you exhale, fold forward as far as feels good in your body. Find that spot where you'll stop, and then heavy through your head, releasing for a few rounds of breath. Finish the breath you're on. Slowly ease up to your seat. As you reach your seat, let's bring the knees together just for a moment. Walk your feet in a little closer if you have space. Hug your knees and rest your head to your knees. It could be that you rest your chin to your knees. It could be that you stay right here where you are and maybe close the eyes. But in a very cozy, very hug-like way, release into this place. See if we can stay for 4 or 5 rounds of breath, just noticing how your body responds to this, maybe affection. You're noticing there's still places where you're tightening up, feeling tension or emotion. See if you can breathe into those places and release a little bit more, a few rounds of breath. Last breath here. Come up through your seat. As you arrive in your seat, we'll set up for our Shavasana. I would like your Shavasana to be spent in any positioning of your body that feels super cozy, super safe, super protected. And for me, I think that will be reclined with butterfly. But for you, it could literally be curl up into a ball, cradle your head, close your eyes. So I want you to just find a space that allows you to really feel safe, really feel supported. And we'll spend about 2 minutes, I would say, in that place. So I'm going to give you just a little bit of time to find your spot. I'll set up in mine. As you're arriving in your spot, especially if you're in a similar position to mine, so if you're lying reclined, maybe the feet are in butterfly. For me, it feels great to bring my hands to my belly. Try that out if it feels good for you. If you set up in a different way, you can place your hands anywhere that feels good. Let's take a long cleansing long cleansing breath in. Big releasing breath out. Close your eyes, begin to soften, starting at the top of your body, slowly softening all throughout the body, all the way down to the toes. As you soften, notice how it feels to be supported by the mat, supported by the ground. And with the eyes closed, allow yourself to ease into this space. spending these last few moments together in our Shavasana. Begin to deepen your breath. And bring some small movements into your bodies. If you're in butterfly like me, gently draw the knees together. And from wherever you are, make your way up to a seat. As you arrive in your seat, close your eyes. Let's bring our palms to prayer. Rest your thumbs against your chest and your chin against your fingertips. Take another breath in, breath out. On your inhale, move your thumbs between your brows to your third eye. As you exhale, bow chin to chest. Stay just a moment in your bow, closing your practice within yourself. Namaste. You can blink open the eyes when you feel ready. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope you feel wonderful. I will see you for the next class.